Here's why KSI pulled out of his 2v1 boxing match. But first, fight fans, make sure to hit the subscribe button to clock in, and let's get ready to talk about some boxing.
The one, the only, the notorious!
KSI looks very disinterested in his 2v1 boxing match versus Anthony Taylor and Slim, and it's going to be announced very shortly that KSI is pulling out of the fight for an unknown reason. Before I do say why I think he's pulling out, I do want to say first, he is not scared. I don't think he's scared. These two guys aren't really dangerous to KSI. They're not really dangerous to anybody. Yes, Slim does have a couple knockouts against Face Temper, who everybody has knockouts over. He also dropped Saul Poppy, but Saul Poppy is kind of an aging fighter, kind of getting worse and worse. So I kind of have three reasons on why this might happen. My first reason is Misfits in DAZN are really having a huge argument, and it might be looking like KSI is no longer wanting to work with them anymore. They did sign a 5-year deal, which is pretty good. You know, I did have speculation when they first signed the deal that might have been too long. I probably would have in mind. I am not a marketer, I'm not a fucking company man, but I would have done a maximum of 2 years and then re-signed again if they really wanted to stay, which would be the easiest one because they did already sell the arena. If they did pull out of the zone, they would just have another broadcasting company come in to broadcast it, just because they're already making bank from the stadium and selling out the seats. I would say my second reason, which might be a little more messed up, if it's KSI pulled out just because he wanted to fight somebody else. Not in a way where he's scared, he wants to take an easier fight. In a way where he wants to fight, you know, maybe Amir Khan like he's been talking about. I do feel bad if that is the case, because if he leaves to fight another fighter, I would feel bad just because Anthony Taylor and Slim have really worked hard in the company, and just for that fight to be so close to you then ripped away again after working really hard in the company is kind of messed up, you know, because then you kind of got to promise people, you know, like if you do good in the company, if you fight and you win fights, you might get that legendary KSI fight that everyone asked for. After, you know, thinking about it, and I sat there and I've been breaking down my 3 reasons like I just said to you guys, I would say the worst case scenario would for sure be if KSI got injured in a training camp, because with the DAZN, you could just get another streaming company, you know, that's not going to be as hard. For KSI want to fight somebody else, KSI still on the card, he's just not fighting those people. But if KSI did get injured, that would mean that KSI is no longer part of the card, and those, I think, the 17,000 person stadium or 13,000 person stadium that he sold out. So if you guys really think about it, a good number of them are coming for KSI. And if they really figure out that KSI is no longer part of the event, the refunds are going to be astronomically insane. That would be worst case scenario, because it would again give Jake Paul something to make fun of KSI. I am a Jake Paul fan, but I like to my videos to stay impartial, stay neutral. That would give fuel to Jake Paul, so Jake Paul's never really pulled out of a fight, except that one instance where Hasim Rahman Jr. did pull out, so he could no longer find an opponent, so he had to postpone the event. But if the event still takes place and KSI is not there, it's going to be a destroyed event, guys. You guys really have to think about it. Who's going to go if KSI is not on the card? People are already talking trash about KSI's events when he's not on the card, when it's not these big built-up cards. People are saying they're boring. But what lead me to other speculation on reason 1 is his opponent Anthony Taylor did tweet out that KSI no longer wanted to fight just because he was bickering with DAZN. Yes, the tweets are taking off, but I also have like a fear that maybe Anthony Taylor and Slim didn't know what really was happening, because a lot of times, you know, other fight camps like to keep, you know, issues really close and tight. Like in Conor McGregor, when he hurt his pinky toe, nobody knew, not even Michael Chandler, just because if he chose to fight, he didn't want Michael Chandler knowing that weakness. So like I said, I really don't think Anthony Taylor or Slim really know what's going on in KSI's camp. Slim did say that KSI is dunking him. He's saying the fight's not even going to happen at all. He's tweeting this out. I don't know if the tweets are still up. I would assume they're not, just because everybody else is taking down their tweets. In my opinion, I do think the fight's not going to happen, just because Misfits and KSI took down all the promo, took down all the fight like promo and all that type of stuff. But guys, remember when Alex Wasabi pulled out against his fight at KSI, they did the exact same thing. They pulled all the promo, they made sure everything was scraped off the internet to get people ready to understand that the fight might not be happening, and it's happening the same right now, which leads me to believe that KSI might not be fighting on the 31st card. Before we say KSI ducked this person, before any slander is said, we need to figure out what actually happened. If KSI got injured, nobody should be making fun of him, because every boxer out there gets injured. That is a common thing to happen, guys. I remember when Alex Wasabi pulled out, everybody was making fun of him because he had a concussion. No, guys. By the way, Keemstar was making fun of him. Keemstar don't know shit about boxing, man, so he needs to be quiet. Back to what I was saying. if people get injured and they don't want to fight, that's common, guys. We shouldn't be making fun of KSI because, you know, injuries happen, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Am I crazy for thinking KSI is not going to fight or he's going to pull out soon? I'll be replying to every single comment, so make sure to go comment down below. Also, guys, make sure to check out my last video on how Jake Paul sparked Mike Perry and how I told you it was going to happen. But last but not least, guys, make sure to uppercut the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.